All right, guys. So today I'm going to be running through and doing a quick demo of a practical exam here in Premiere Pro. So I've gone ahead and I've already got Premiere open. So if we look right here, I've got Premiere open, it's ready to go. And then we've got these files. And we're just going to go through and I've already got tutorials made for this. So you can walk through and see all the pieces nice and simple step by step. But I also wanted to go ahead and record one so that you could see how fast you can get. So that those of you that really want to get to where you're operating at a professional pace, professional level, you'll be able to do that. Now, I've gone ahead and added a couple nice little features here. I've thrown this little timer up, so I'm going to run this stopwatch timer so we can see how long things are taking. I've also put here in the video, when I've got shortcuts, you should be seeing them right below my face as well as in the upper right-hand corner of this screen. And if I zoom in a little bit as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the download button on this. I'm just going to put it on my desktop for now. I'm going to download this. And I'm downloading it here, put it on the desktop, and pop it down right there. Let's go ahead, since that's where we'll start the project, I'm going to go ahead and come over here and open up my shortcuts timer. And we're going to start. Nope, wrong thing, although that's pretty cool. So I want a stopwatch, and now we're going to hit start. All right, so with this open, show in Finder, I'm going to bring these files over here. And we're going to get going. So first we got to open this up, and I'm not going to necessarily explain everything along the way. We've got tutorial videos for that. Open that up in Word, and they love the edit, download the practical footage, rename the common media folder to be your project folder, organize and move the other media folders, create a new project, name Premiere, last name, first name, Practical 1, and put it in the project files folder. Okay, so this is stuff we've done in class. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump straight into this folder, rename the common media folder, 1450 Adam Nathan, Practical 1. So perfect. All right, I'm going to toggle that open. Artist photos, I'm going to put in graphic sources, drone footage, capture scratch, could also go in stock footage. Logos are going to go in graphic sources, music options, and audio sources, voiceover also in audio sources. I think that's all I've got right there. So let's go ahead and flip over to Premiere. So I'm going to flip over to Premiere right here and create a new project. Command N will make a new project. New project. Actually, it's Option Command N. Forgot that. And we need to go ahead and save this. I'm going to paste in that name again. It's nice to just copy the thing you need to copy and paste. Project location. Let's put that on my desktop and put it here in project files. So Shift Command D takes me to my desktop. Open this up and put that in project files. Beautiful. So now it's going to save that in the desktop project files. And I could also go ahead and go to the desktop and find all those files right there. Open up that folder, go into it, and just go ahead and select the things I need. So I've got my Capture Scratch folder. I've got graphic sources. I don't think I have any renders. I do have some audio. I didn't put anything in stock footage or final exported files. Oops, let's go up one. And let's turn on stock footage, audio sources, graphic renders I didn't use. I don't need to import the project file to itself. That should work. Now I could go ahead and name the sequence here, but I'm just going to click create and follow the instructions. And it looks like that pulled in all the footage. Now in this case, it didn't organize it, so I think I'll just go ahead and make a couple of bins real quick. The other thing I could have done would be to simply, if I undo this process, I'm going to undo that import. I could actually just come over here, grab that Capture Scratch, drag and drop it in, grab my graphic sources, drag and drop it in, and then it's actually going to keep the folders formatted. So that should give me my graphics, my audio, and my drone footage. Cool. All right, so now let's switch back over and keep going. Import the folders and footage into your Premiere project. Create a new sequence using this preset, AVCHD. So let's go to the File menu, New. Oh, that's right, a new sequence is Command N. So Command N, and then here on our new sequence, I'm going to go to Digital SLR, open up the settings, and 720p 24. And what's it say to name this project? 1450 last name, first name, Practical 1. Turns out I've already done that. So I can come right here, copy, paste, change this last name, first name to Practical 1. Boom, there's my sequence, and it's set to the right level. I'm going to go ahead and bring it out so it's not in a folder. If you have a folder selected, it automatically saves there. So now I've got this in place. Choose a piece of music from the music options folder, and let's put this in here. So don't want the essential sounds panel there. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to come in and open up my music options, load them up, and check them out. Kind of cool. That was pretty cool too. I think I'm going to go kind of like that one a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that here into the timeline, hit the backslash key to zoom in. I'm also going to window workspaces. I'm in the editing workspace, reset this to the saved layout so that I don't have any excess stuff over here. Shift plus will make my track nice and tall. And actually I'm going to jump to the beginning here, and I'm actually going to trim that off just a little bit, maybe add a little cross dissolve there just so the music starts a little sooner. Cool. So we've chosen a piece of music, open the Essential Sound panel, tag it as music, window, Essential Sound panel, tag it as music, and we're going to choose the preset what? Balanced background music. Balanced background music. Cool. And let's see how that sounds now. Nice. More balance. Very cool. So in this case, it doesn't ask me to do anything else but place the voiceover in a different track. We're going to use a podcast voice, and we're going to balance it but keep the overall level to -12. So audio sources. There's my practical exam. Drag and drop that in, select it, turn dialogue, and let's give it a listen first. It's too quiet, so let's go to that podcast voice preset. Let's see how it sounds.
Lauren
Nice, and it's auto matched already.
Clinton.
Cool, so we're pretty good there. I do need to go ahead and lose the end of this. The W key will trim off the end, everything to the right of the playhead of anything right here. The whole thing needs to end at 30 seconds or be done by 30 seconds. So maybe I'll pull it out to exactly 30 seconds. And let's go ahead and add a cross dissolve there at the end so it fades out. Let's Shift Command D, and here's my voiceover. So let's see how they sound together now.
Welcome to Rock the Vote at Belmont
Sounding
University.
good. Now they do need, it says we need to turn it down so that the output is less than -12.
With performance from
Okay, so no problem. So we want to open the Essential Sound panel. We tag that, keep the overall master level. So to do that, I need to go to Audio, Track Mixer, hit play.
Fisk University, Lauren McClinton. From Middle Tennessee State University,
And
Shelter Cove. From Vanderbilt University,
turn down the voice
Melodors.
a little
from
bit.
Tennessee State University, Summer Jade. And from
And
Belmont
mix
University,
this music
Andy
in
DeRusso.
to where it's
and
around
Belmont
-12.
alumni performances from special guest Bryn
Maybe
Joy
bring the music
and
down a
headliners
smidge.
Moon Taxi.
There we
And
go.
now, a few words from event partner Rock the Vote.
Now we're hitting right around -12. So very cool. So keep the average level below -12. Take a screenshot of the Essential Sound panel. Fair enough. Let's grab the voice. And it says that for the voiceover. So Shift Command 3 throws a screenshot with my Essential Sound panel on the desktop. Lay down the rough cut, choosing shots that fit the client's request, the scale footage to match. All right, fair enough. So hit the up arrow, jumps me to the beginning. And let's come back over here. I'm going to reset this to save layout. Shift Option 0 resets this. I don't know why it sometimes throws my project window up there. Let's open up the drone footage and let's go through and start doing this.
Welcome to Rock the Vote at Belmont University with performance from
All right, so Belmont.
University.
So before they start saying performers, I'm going to set my out point, and I need to load up a shot. So I'm going to come over here and load up Belmont. So let's find a nice Belmont shot. I'm also going to sort by name. If I click name here, that'll sort that.
With performance
And that looks like that'll be a good shot. Let's see where it goes. Beautiful. I want to start right from the beginning. So I've got my in and my out point set. I don't need to set any in and out points here. I've got my track targeted here on track 1. Period key drops it in. Let's see how that looks.
Welcome to Rock the Vote at Belmont University.
Nice.
With performance
All right, so I'm going to set the in point and go through the track real quick and lay in the other pieces.
with performance from Fisk University, Lauren McClinton. From Middleton,
Okay, so I'm going to set that out point from Fisk University. There's a cool Fisk shot. There's another cool Fisk shot. I think I can use those right from the top, period. Set my in point again, and let's set the out point.
from Middle Tennessee State University, Shelter Cove. From
Out.
Vanderbilt,
Okay, so MTSU. Let's find a nice MTSU shot. Oh, that's pretty. Let's drop that in. Set my in point, and then play until we
from
hit the...
Vanderbilt University, the Melodors. From Tennessee State,
Okay, last out edits just a little bit.
from Tennessee,
Okay, so Vanderbilt University. Let's go find a Vandy. That's pretty cool. That'll work. So hit the period key, drops it in, set my endpoint with the I key.
from Tennessee State University, Summer Jade. And from Belmont University,
Okay, so Tennessee State. Let's load up a Tennessee State. Looks good. Period drops it in, set my endpoint.
and from Belmont University, Annie DeRusso. And Belmont alumni performances from special guest Bryn.
So in this case, it says Annie DeRusso. So let me go find another Belmont shot here. That's pretty cool. I'm going to throw that in, set my endpoint again.
And Belmont alumni performances from special guest Bryn Joy and headliners Moon Taxi.
All right, let's go find another shot maybe to fit under there. I've already used that one. This is pretty cool, but it's kind of a long, boring intro. So let's maybe get it to right before the action comes in. Set my in point here. So my in point will drop down into this in and out section. Boom, dropped it in.
Annie DeRusso. And Belmont alumni performances
Nice.
from special guest Bryn Joy and headliners Moon Taxi.
Nice. Okay, and now we just need one on the way out. Ooh, there's a cool Belmont shot. It's already in place. So I'm just going to come down here, set my out point at the end so it doesn't go too far, and period, drops it in. Great, so now we've got these.
Welcome to Rock the Vote at Belmont
Let's
University.
check it.
With performers from Fisk University, Lauren McClinton.
All right.
From Middle Tennessee State University,
Okay.
Shelter Cove. From Vanderbilt University, the Melodors. From Tennessee State University,
Nice.
Summer Jade. And from Belmont University, Annie DeRusso. And Belmont alumni
That's looking
performances
cool.
from special guest Bryn Joy and headliners Moon Taxi. And now, a few words from event partner Rock the Vote.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop in all of our other pieces now. So I'm gonna, let's see, add B-roll text titles for each musical artist and sponsor mentioned. All this footage seems like it's the right size, so I must have chose some that didn't need scaled, but if I did need to scale them, or I chose one that was the wrong size, I'd right click on it and choose scale to frame size, but it's already the right size. So add B-roll and text titles, choose interesting titles, blur the background university, and I do not need to add the university logo. So Middle Tennessee State will have its own logo here. B-roll and text titles. All right, here we go. So we're gonna zoom in. Let's open up our graphic sources, toggle some of these open, see what we got, and here we go.
Welcome to
Rock the Vote. So that's gonna be a logo. Rock the Vote logo at Belmont University. Perfect. Let's go set our in and out points and move our source up to here.
Welcome to Rock the Vote at Belmont.
Okay, so there's Rock the Vote. I hit my down arrow to come to this next edit point, the left arrow to go back one space and hit the out point. That's going to put my out point ending right where that clip ended. So Rock the Vote at Belmont University, period. Now I hit that period key and it's got this in and out set. It said it was too long or too short. I can just say ignore the source in or out point because it's just a still image, so it's going to drop down there. So I'm just going to say ignore the source out point, hit OK, and that drops right in.
Rock the Vote at
Beautiful. All right, I'll go through and scale these in a minute, but let's go through and add them real quick.
with performers from Fisk University, Lauren McClinton.
Okay, so
City, Lauren Mc.
okay, down, left, out. Let's find Lauren McClinton. Beautiful. And in this case, I'm just going to clear these in and out points so it doesn't give me this issue. Option X will clear those. Period drops it in.
Lauren McClinton.
Great.
From Middle Tennessee State University, Shelter Cove.
Okay, down, left, out, Shelter Cove. Beautiful. Option X to clear the out points and out points, and period drops
Shelter.
it in. Okay, good.
University, the Melody. Zero University,
Melodors, down, left, out. Let's go find the Melodors. Why did they get their own folder? It doesn't make any sense, but there we go. Up. Option X to clear it, and period to drop it down.
from Tennessee State University, Summer Jade.
Summer Jade, down, left, out, and then Summer Jade. There's Summer. Option X to clear these in and out points, period.
And from Belmont University, Annie DeRusso.
Belmont University, Annie DeRusso. Down, left, out. Let's go find Annie. There she is. Option X to clear these in and out points. Or if you forget Option X, you can right click on the selected in and out point section and choose clear in and out. Period, drops it in, and
Annie DeRusso. And Belmont alumni performances from special guest Bryn Joy and headliners Moon Taxi.
now we could do them one at a time, or we could put them both on the screen at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and put Bryn Joy up here, and period. Nope, let's Option X to clear the in and out points. Period drops it in. And now let's come back over here, and I'm going to go to the top, turn on their track targeting so that it's included. In, down, left arrow, O for out point. And let's move this target up here. So Bryn Joy's up, and period. There it is again. Option X. Moon Taxi. So now they're both on the screen. We'll just adjust in a minute.
And now, a few words from event partner Rock the Vote.
Okay, down, left, out, and let's go put the Rock the Vote logo in. Rock the Vote, there it is. So, and Option X to clear those in and out points, and period. Now, it doesn't matter which track it's on, but there we go. All right, so I'm going to hit the backslash key to zoom out here. And now we've got all these pieces in place. So let's go ahead and do a quick scale on these. So I'm just going to select it, go to my effect controls, scale, and actually you can just double click on it too if it's the top track. And then I'm going to rescale this down to fit. Click over the next one. There she is. Double click, scale down to fit. And maybe I'm going to put her over here on the side. And the next one, double click, scale down to fit. Maybe put them on the side too. That's great. Select that one, double click. Oops, I can't even see the sides here, so I'm going to just come over to the scale and scale that down. Okay, it's actually pretty cool right there. We could go on the side, we can go on the top. Okay, there's Lauren. Double click, bring her down. Maybe we put her here on the side too. Well, you know what? Maybe let's change it up. So the first one's on the left side. This one is going to be on the right side, left side, in the middle, left side. Oh, double click on it. Go back to my effect controls, scale it down a bit, and come over here, Moon Taxi and Bryn Joy. So I'm going to double click on Moon Taxi, shrink them up a bit and move them over to the side. Double click on Bryn Joy, shrink him down a bit, move him over here, and then finally Rock the Vote. That's already pretty much the right size. Maybe I could squeeze it down just a little bit. All right, so sweet. So we've dropped in our B-roll. Now we need our text titles. So far we're doing it 14 minutes here. So we've got our B-roll in. Let's add some text titles. In this case, it only specified that you need text titles. So I'm going to open my Essential Graphics, and I could look in here for some sort of simple little visual graphic. How about this basic title or coming up next? I mean, there's so many of them. I kind of like, let's see what this one looks like. Let's just drag this guy out, and I'm going to trim this up and see how that looks.
Rock the Vote at Belmont.
Okay, I think that could work. I'm going to need to move it over to the side for some of these, but let's go ahead. I don't need it over the Rock the Vote logo, but I do need it over these different artists. So,
And McClinton.
okay, so I would need to take this and take the effect controls and position and move it over a little bit. So now we can go ahead and double click on this and Lauren McClinton. And let's just turn off the visibility of this episode. And I'm just going to turn it off with this little eyeball there. And I got Lauren McClinton. Let's see how it looks.
Lauren McClinton from Middle Tennessee.
Okay, I don't like the way that this is like changing in and out. So
Clinton from Middle Tennessee.
well, it's not bad. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to hold the Option key and drag this over and just quickly go through and select each one. Grab position or scale, move it over to the other side, double click on the text and call this, let's see, this is Shelter Cove. Hold the Option key down, drag it to the next one, trim it back until it's the right length. This one's going to need to go on the bottom, so let's grab scale and put that down here. And actually, I'm going to need to grab the Melodors. Select them, maybe move them up a bit so that this one has space. So Shelter Cove, that is the Melodors. And next one, so much faster to do this if you just use all the shortcuts that we talk about in class. So
Summer Jade.
that is Summer Jade. Actually, I think I could just drag this one over because it's already the right size. And oops, not quite in the right place though, is it? So position or scale, move it over to the side, double click on the text, and Summer Jade, beautiful.
Jade. And from Belmont University, Annie DeRusso.
Okay, cool. And there's an Annie DeRusso one. Actually, that one needs to be at the bottom too, so I'm going to steal the Melodors since it's already in the right place. Option drag, and pull this over. And let's go ahead and double click this. And do Annie DeRusso. All right, sweet. So that's good there, although I do need to select Annie. Switch to my V tool, double click on it, and move her up here so it appears underneath. Looking good. All right, there's Moon Taxi and Bryn Joy. So we're going to need a couple, we're going to need a little more space for this. Hit the Option key to move this, make this bigger, and I'm going to Option drag 2 of these up to higher tracks. Tilde key will move me back, and let's just bring these over, extend them out to the right length. Cool.
Enters Moon.
And let's grab the first one, go to our effect controls, put it over on one side, and grab the other one, grab its effect controls, and put it over on this side. And the first one needs to be a double click. Okay, so that's Moon Taxi. And this one is Bryn Joy. Awesome. Okay, and we don't need anything over Rock the Vote. Backslash to zoom out. And that's looking pretty good. One thing I don't like actually is this Shelter Cove because that Middle Tennessee State University is kind of peeking out. So I'm actually going to select that one, go back to my effect controls, and move them down just a bit, maybe scale them up so that it looks good. There we go, and it covers that up when they come on screen. Great. All right, so that's looking good. All right, let's go back over and check our things. Let's see. We've put these on. You do not need to add the university logos. Use a Gaussian blur on the background video like we did in the class project. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here, and there's a bunch of ways we can do this, but we need to have a Gaussian blur happen behind them. So there's a couple ways we can do this. I'm going to go ahead, and I think in class we used an adjustment layer, so I'm just going to select all of these clips, hold the Option key down, and the up arrow moves them up to another level. And let's go ahead and open up a new, or create a new adjustment layer down here. Hit OK. It's my adjustment layer, and I'm going to rename this blur for clarity's sake. And then I'm going to drag and drop it out here. Put it underneath the clips that we need. Then I'm actually going to just do this kind of on the sneak. So I'm going to trim this out to the whole thing. Go find my effects. Shift 7 opens up your effects, and look for that Gaussian blur. There it is. And drag and drop it onto the clip. Let's make sure that we can see it here. Okay, so it's Gaussian blur on it. It's not turned up though. Let's go crank it up a bit, maybe 10. That's pretty blurry. Let's drag it up until it feels good. It looks like 18 or 20. It's blurry, but you can still see the stuff behind it. Now, this Gaussian blur, or this adjustment layer, has Gaussian blur on the whole thing. Well, I don't want it on the whole thing. I only want it wherever there's something coming over the top. No problem. I can go through now, zoom in, I can hit my down arrow, use my cut tool with the C key, and I can cut, oops, get it right up there, snapped against. If it's not snapping, make sure that you have your snap and timeline turned on so it snaps to the edges like you see right here. And in fact, I'll hit the tilde key because I just need to cut it out from all of these basically. Cut. And there are other ways to do this too, but this is just a simple little way that lets me go through and quickly chop out all the parts that we don't need the blur because I just added the blur to the whole thing. So I hit the V key now to get back to my selection tool, and I can select, delete. Any place that that blur needs to be. Now, boom. Now it's just underneath each one of them. So if we zoom in here, oops, looks like I need that to be a little shorter. And let's see how that looks now.
To rock the vote.
Now, the whole thing just suddenly turns blurry, so we need to go through and make them transition in a little smoother. So on the video clips, I can add I could add like a cross dissolve here in the front. So if I select the front and hit Command D, of course,
rock the vote at Bell.
That's pretty slow to come up. So I'm going to just trim this back a little ways. And I could go through and do the same thing. Command D. Now I could come in and actually change the time of the transition. I could make these cross dissolves not quite last this long by default, but I just want to dissolve in the very beginning of these. And we're almost where we need to be here. Bryn Joy and Moon Taxi. So I'm going to select them, add those cross dissolves, and just trim them back so they're nice and short.
Guest Bryn Joy and headline.
Okay, so they blur up right now, but we need to make sure that this background blur doesn't just appear out of nowhere. So I'm going to hold my Command key down and click to add a point here on this blur layer, click to add another point, and then let go of the Command key and drag that down.
Lauren McClin.
So now as the background blurs out, as that goes from fully transparent to fully opaque, and you're seeing the blur effect, then she also fades up and the text fades, kind of zooms in at the same time.
Lauren McClinton from Middle Tennessee.
Nice. So I can go through now, and I'm just going to hold my Option key down, click to add those couple of points, and do that for every one of them. However long the cross dissolve is on the previous track, I'm just holding that Command key down, pulling that down, hold my Command key down, pull that down, and we're getting so close. This is nice, and rock the vote. Maybe add these 2 points here, and rock the vote. Command D, and make that cross dissolve so it just fades up nice and easy.
Partner, rock the vote.
Beautiful. All right, and I think we're supposed to have the whole thing actually fade out at the end, so I'm going to go to the end. Command D adds a nice fade out. Command D adds a nice fade out. Actually, I don't need that here on the blur layer. I would probably need to go and have that fade out this way, because adjustment layers don't work the same with transitions like this cross dissolve.
Rock the vote.
Nice, but it all fades out together. All right, sweet. So the backslash key zooms me out. Let's go over and see if there's anything else. Add a text title over the end that says edited by your full name. And we did the Gaussian blur already. So I'm just going to add one more text title. So let's go back to my essential graphics. I could even just steal one of these. Boy, that option drag trick is super handy. So I've got this open right now. And let's just go ahead and change this to edited by Nathan Adam. Sweet. And let's put that right in I'm going to click this little reset button. Puts it in the middle, but I don't want it in the middle. I want it to be lower. Sweet. Edited by Nathan Adam. Beautiful. All right. So I could come in and try to remove like some of these like fade out pixels on this. I don't want it to actually do that. So I'm going to try this. Let's see, I'm going to select these guys. Delete, and let's see if I can delete these in. Beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and add a cross dissolve on the end of that one. Beautiful. All right, backslash. Now we're ready to export it, so no problem. I'll grab my screenshots real quick. So I need screenshots of my essential sound, my common media folder, and my workspace. So make sure that this whole timeline is zoomed out so I can see the whole thing. Shift-Command-3. I think I already got one with my essential sound panel. So I go and open my essential sound panel. And that's right here, Shift-Command-3. And then I need my project folder with my files toggled open so I can see my graphic sources, my audio sources, so I can see that you did those correctly. We'll do Shift-Command-4 and then hit the space bar, which gives me a little camera that lets me grab a whole window. So now I've got all those and we're ready to export. So under the export tab right here, I'm going to load it up, 1450, correct name, click on the folder and go and make sure that it is in my, let's go to my desktop where I saved it. And Practical Exam 1, and put that in the final exported files. Hit OK. And this export quality, we're going to match source, medium bitrate, so according to the instructions, and H.264. Looks like it's ready to go. So export. And that goes through and that exports it. And over here in my file, your video is exported successfully. Final exported file. There's my project. Let's hit play and watch it. All right. Sweet. And nice fade out at the end. So if you did those things and you did them in twice as long as this, then you crushed the project. Great job. We would just want to go through now and upload the things per the instructions. The instructions say to upload the H.264 file, the project file, and the screenshots. So there's my H.264 MP4 file. H.264 is the type. So for example, if I open this up and hit Command I, you can see that this file is compressed video format H.264. The file type is an MP4, which can contain a variety of different video compression formats. So I'm going to close that out. There's that. Then my project file, I need to upload that too. So there's my Premiere project file. And then on my desktop, I've got my screenshots. And I would need to upload those 3 as well. All right, I hope this was helpful, y'all. It's fun to go ahead and run through this. You're going to have twice as much time as I did, so as long as you have practiced this several times, you should be good to go. But otherwise, if you can get through at this pace or anywhere close, you're starting to move at a professional pace here in Adobe Premiere. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys next time.